Okay, so basically for this topic, we're going to be hyper fixated on emotional connections and how I treat them. So let's go with like the first, how I operate when it comes to connections, which is I overanalyze the hell out of people. I really like to pick at people's minds, not in a malicious way, but we're gonna get into that. But for me, it's just, for starters, whoever I'm talking to, it doesn't matter whoever I'm near, I want to know who I'm surrounding myself with. So I'm going to ask certain questions, and I'm going to be like, and I'm gonna put you in a category. There's hundreds of categories in my head because I talk to a lot of people. I worked at different places. I go to school with different types of personalities I have never met, good personalities. I don't think there's no bad personalities, but some personalities are questionable, but I understand why they're like that because I ask questions, right? I overanalyze the people. Now, why could this be a problem? This is a problem because I'm not letting people just be them while me not having a guard up. Because in a way, when you're asking questions, it goes really deep. It's like a body language, but body language, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's a little bit more harder because I'm more fixated on the questions and how you answer it and your tone. I do a lot of shit with the body language. That's my weakness right now, but I'm gonna get stronger. But yeah, so that's one thing. And then another thing too, and this is more family, but we're going to touch more into that, but how I grew up in the relationships that I have seen as a kid, meaning as parents, is relationships are transactional, which I didn't really realize what that meant till later on in life, but I've seen transactional relationships, right? So for me, it's more, how would I say it? That's how I kind of operated, mostly when it comes to relationships. When friendships, I don't really operate like that, to be honest. Hold on, I kind of want to do an eyelash break. But anyways, I grew up watching transactional relationships growing up, so already my mind is wired different when it comes to the world, and this is where I noticed that dark side, but I don't really give a fuck about changing it, but I don't want to talk about it till later on. So that's family itself, because one of the questions I do ask is family, because I do feel like how your setup is not, it's not 100% thing, but it does give me a piece of information about you, of how you grew up, like, and what mannerisms that you might have, or what you might perceive love, or what you might perceive money. Do you have a scarcity mindset about something? Do you have a low self-esteem? Do you have this? It all comes to play. Okay. So this is where it gets funny and it kind of gets dark a little bit. So I had 3 people. I counted. I had 3 people, and the counter of my 20 years of living is I got called bipolar, right? And this is where I want to touch on. So I'm gonna give you guys an example, okay? So actually, I'm gonna give you 2 examples. So I'm gonna give you a girl version first, and then I'm gonna give you guys a guy version. So the girl version was, I had a friend, we're gonna call her Kay. So Kay, I sent her like a 3-minute voice memo, and I don't, bro, like this is the thing. I literally, before I send a voice memo to any female I talk to at first, I tell her, "Are you okay?" And this is going to come into play also too. But I'm like, hey, like, I'm gonna send a voice memo. Let me know, like, if you prefer text, or if you're okay with like me sending voice memos, whatever. And this girl in particular, she'll be like, "Oh no, I love voice memos. I send voice memos all the time. That's my thing, right?" And we started becoming closer. Like, I'm talking about, like, I would come over to this girl's like house like 2 to 3 times a week, whatever, right? And I would sleep over, blah. So at this point, when I'm sending these 3-minute voice memos, or 2 minutes or 4 minutes, even, like, talking about, but the longer ones are like some crazy shit, or like, like, I'm venting, right? She was send me like a 30-second like voice memo, and she need the type of person I am, and like, if you're my friend and I love you and I care about you, I'm listening like all throughout that voice memo, and like, I'm going to like rewind if I forgot anything, but at the end of the day, we're probably gonna call or meet up, or like, so I could like give you like my full scoop, but I would try to, like, but at the end of the day, I would make you feel heard. That's the guy version. So I was messing with a dude named Bray. So Bray, he made a joke. I know these motherfucking jokes. He was like, "Oh, like, you be ignoring me, whatever," right? And I told him, I know, like, when I'm not busy, like, I be texting you, and to be honest, I be texting you the most, to be real. And he's like, by the way, I didn't have friends at this time, so give me grace. It's not like I have friends, and because I had to put that out there. But anyway, oh my goodness. So he was like, I just told him, I was like, he was like, "Oh no, I'm just joking," or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm just letting you know, right? But when it came to me, there was 1 week where he wasn't calling me, because we would call every night, right? Just not like, we would just, I don't know, just a little chit chat. That's everything. That's our routine, right? He didn't do it for 2 days, so I'm like, and I feel like I hate when men get mad when we peep little like differences in routines, because like, that shit matters, like, and I told him, like, I woke up at the middle of the night, and I just vented. I'm like, I'm crazy, and he just basically agreed. And then he was like, "Man, Lexi," with the laughing emojis, but it's like, oh, like, I do understand, I call myself like whatever, like, crazy, but it's just like, I cared about your feelings even though you was joking, but when it came to me, I said it out of real intent, seriousness, but I gaslighted myself, and then you agreed. I don't like that, because how I perceived it is I put his emotions on a pedestal, and he didn't put me as the same pedestal that I did. So I'm like, like, I mess with you, but like, in my head, I'm like, is this a good enough reason to cut you off? right? But in my head, if I continue, and I did continue both friendship and relation, I ended up resenting them because I'm just like, this don't feel right. I know you don't fuck with me, and I don't care at this point. Just because I know the love that I give, and people just see that as so wrong, and like to me, I don't see it as wrong. Okay, so what's the next part? Okay, so women, what I notice about women of me connecting with them is the fake nice girl is that a lot of women would rather they be fake nice than tell you the truth. This goes with relationship and friendship, but I haven't been talking to any woman like romantically. I mean, one time this year, but like I wasn't really even. It don't even matter. Just they like to be fake nice because they don't want to be looked at as a mean girl. And I feel like a lot of women are wired to lie to just not be perceived as a bitch. And it's like, be rude, be rude. Like it's okay. Like tell me to fuck off. Like I don't know. And it's like that's another thing too is that like I'm like very direct, so people perceive it as aggressiveness or like feisty or whatever. But it's like, no, girl, I'm not gonna fight you. Like that would be loser activity if I fight you because you said like I want to be your friend, like see. Like I'm not gonna fight you for that. That's some loser ass shit. Like no, I'm gonna take that shit. I'm gonna skedaddle. And another thing too is that dang, what was the other thing too? Oh, the shit that I like to do in my life, or the shit that I'm going to be real, the men that I talk to, I noticed that like a lot of women that I do talk to, like girls in their 20s. I remember when I was 18, there was girls that was like 22, 24 telling me that they never been on a date. They never received flowers a day in their life by a man. And it's just like, what the fuck? So when I tell people because I'm like, oh, my life is just so fun and unexpected for me. And like, I don't know, I'll just be going on adventures. But it'd be bad sometimes. Don't do what I do. But it's just like, I notice that a lot of women, they don't discover that part in their life early on, and they start resenting women that do live that life, you know, because I don't know, but it's just like I hate it because I always tell girls, let's get our nails done, let's get our hair done, let's have sleepovers, let's go shopping. Like at that point, like I don't even want to live the luxury life with a dude. Like I don't care about that shit. With a woman, it's 20 times better. Just imagine being on a yacht with like your homegirls. Oh, you doing your makeup, you dancing, shameless, shaking ass top, you know, like who, like why? Anyways, and what I don't really like about men is that men are very transactional and they're fucking liars. They're literally fucking liars. Now let me tell you this. Okay, I'm gonna give you two things. So friendships, I would never be friends with a man, penis, never, right? Because I'm 20, right? And I know that all of them just want to do this to you, literal and physical. So it's just like, and I hate seeing other 20-year-old women, I'm 21, other young girls thinking that, like, come on, girl, we grown as fuck, like, let's be for real. They don't want to be friends with us. They don't see us as fucking friends. They don't give a fuck about our validation. They care about other men's validation. So it's just like, so I just would never do that. And then romantically, it's like they want to lie and say they're not transactional. Yes, you guys are. You guys won't do something if it's not to do. Wait, okay, hold on. What's that say? It gotta be something to do something, which means if you're not good, if they don't see something, they're not gonna do nothing for you, right? Because they don't like, y'all just be fucking liars. And dealing with men overall is very draining because it's kind of like you do have to train them, because it is true in a sense that women only allow what men put down, basically saying that, like, or what's it called, men only do what they're allowed to do or some bullshit. And it's kind of true in a sense, and I don't want to fucking deal with that bullshit. Like, no. Fucking no. And I just no. And no, I'm not a fucking man hater. Before, you know, I'm not a man hater. Men could be nice to me. Men do shit for me and blah, whatever the fuck. But it's just, I work with them. I go to school with them. I see a different side of them. And I just, no. I love talking to them at times. I love the friendship part. But I know there can never be a limit. So I'm always guarded when it comes to them. So when you're always guarded with a particular type of person or species, you will never have an emotional connection with these fuckers. And that's what I am too. So it's just like, and another thing too is, since I'm emotionally available, I'm going to attract certain men. That's another thing too. But I'm not willing to risk that. That's another thing too, is that, for example, cousin, she's willing to risk that. She's willing to always give love a chance. I'm not willing to take love a chance if it's meaning that we have to go through the negative shit. I know I'm not willing to go through true love. I already know that bullshit. But it's not the negatives or the miscommunications. It's, bitch, I'm not trying to go through hell and back with you. You know, like, I hate the term fucking ride or die. Bitch, I'm not the type of girl that's going to ride to the wheels literally have to fall off and have to go through tremendous of things, because they will literally take it there. And they respect you when you're a fucking dickhead. And it's so funny because, like, never mind. Anyways, so parents. My dad was a provider. My mom was a stay-at-home wife. We already know that transactional dynamic, right? My dad, how I kind of see him is, I see him as a dark empath. I see him as very charismatic. I see him as, he reads body language, he analyzes people, but he uses it in a dark matter of, he showed me that you need to be in a certain energy to attract another. So I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a victim and there's, you know, I'm not gonna say it, there's two polar energies. So I see it as like, one person needs to be like, nobody loves each other equally. Guys, I'm not broken. Okay, I'm detached. Okay, I'm not, you know, I see both of my parents being logical when it comes to how they operate in relationships, and I don't see it as a bad thing, because me, even though I grew up in two emotionally unavailable parents, I am sensitive as fuck. You know how emotional I am? You know how such a fucking crash I'm about myself? Because I'm my biggest motherfucking protector. I ride for me. But so I love to love. I'm very passionate about me and my feelings and how, like, bro, if you love me, if you mess with me, I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna double it. You know why? Because I feel like, in my opinion, how would I explain it? When I say I'm misunderstood, I think I would say I'm misunderstood. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't really care. Is it? I don't know. Anyways, but I would tell people, like, straight up. So I remember in high school, like, I would like, these people were venting to me, and I'm such like, why was I like this in high school? But there would be people that are venting to me and they want advice. That's something about me, is that people love to get advice from me, especially girls. Duh. And what's it called? And I, like, there was one time where, like, I just told them, like, do you see me as a friend or do you just see me as a school friend? And they said, oh no, I see you as a friend, I don't see you as just a school friend. Like, see, what the heck? And I was like, oh, like, because you're venting to me, and, like, you know, like, I'm starting to, like, tell you about my feelings and all that, and I don't do that to, like, just school friends. And they basically lied to my face, and we did hang out, because I said, like, because I consider school friends is, like, you only hang out at school, you don't make plans outside. So we started making plans or whatever, but it seemed like that even after the fact, they just wanted to, you know, whatever the fuck, I don't know. So yeah, I'm open with that too. And when I'm open when it comes to, like, my actual relationships, again, I do believe that there is love out there, and I do believe that there is someone that I describe. So the person I'm gonna describe right now, I believe that there's people that are generally the opposite, but this is just my personal life experience when it comes to relationships too. Majority of men, when you, I'm not like, oh, you let shit flow, but it's just like with them, I'm gonna end this shit. I'm done.